Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good to see y'all. Hey, Pam, you're number one in here tonight, girl. Number one. All right. Hey, PG, good to see you. Good to see you too, Pam. God bless. Much love, hon. Kathy, number two. All right. How are you doing tonight, sweetie? Hope you're doing good. God bless. And crazy retired lady number three. Yes. There we go. Hello, hello, hello to you, sweetie. Good to see you in here. And Robin, hey, PC in chat, you're number four in here tonight. Number four, girl. God bless. Let me see who else is in here. Hi, there's Miss Justice. I knew I'd find her at the top. Always do. Much love, PG. Prayers and love. Hey, girl, prayer and love back to you. You know it. And Deputy Sheriff, good to see you in here. Jean, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see everybody. That guy looks older than Dawn. Yeah, right? I don't know, I think he might be. I have no idea. Candus chases those old men, right? She sure does. Hey, I always have trouble with this name. That's what I always call her. I hope I'm saying it right. Candace is knee deep in Summer's. Hey, I want to tell you, she might be knee deep might be knee deep in another case at this point right now. I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of stuff through the grapevine. Hey, Ruby Rainmaker, how you doing? Hello, PG and chat. Hello, hello, hello to you. Robin says, I agree, Miss Justice. He looks like he's in his, yeah, he looks pretty old. He does look old. Um, hey Parker, how you doing tonight, sweetie? There we go. Hey Lynn, how you doing, hon? Good to see you. There's Karen. There's Carrie Hall. How you doing, sweetie? Hey, beautiful PG mods in chat. Good to see you all. Much love. Good to see you, girlfriend. You know it. There's Karen. She says, hello, hello, hello. That is so cute. That is really cute. Hey there, Cindy. Good to see you in here tonight. Summer strong. Amen. Amen. Absolutely. Hey, Jim. How you doing? Trying to get as many people as I can as I go to the bottom here. I ain't quite there yet. Hey, Journey. Shy. How you doing? Jenna, how you doing? Everybody, I'm trying to get as many people as I can as we go. There's cooking up. Deliciousness. Here we go. I'm gonna have her baking my brownies. Hey, greedy mama, how you doing, sweetie? She says prayers and hugs, love for all the missing children, prayers, friendship, hugs, love for PT, Mods, and Chat, and all of Summer's Army. Prayers for justice for Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Amen. Absolutely. God bless you, girl. God bless you. Hey, Cindy, how you doing? Angel, how you doing? Angel on Earth. I love that. That is cute. That is absolutely cute. Oh, I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Parker. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful designs. How you doing, sweetie? That's not Fred PG. As a that was as close. You can't get no closer to Fred than that. Right? you can't get no you can't get no closer to Fred than that. Hello, PG Mod, Summer's Army. Much love and prayers for all. PG, I've been watching you. You come on about waiting for you to come on about this. All of a sudden now Candus is suspect. Yeah, right? We have all been saying this from the get. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Summer's Army over here has been saying it from day one. From day one, we have been calling out not just Candus. Don, Candace, Grandis, Jody Sue, Andy, right? We have sat here for 4.5 years. We've been sitting here for 4.5 years putting Summer's case together. We have already figured out this is a group. This is a group of evil human beings, all mixed up in some really evil stuff, working together to keep the truth from coming out. We have already established that, right? That's already been established. It's already been established how evil these people are, how evil this group of people are. And we understand, we understand what the lengths that these people are willing to go to in order to keep their dirty secrets hidden, right? Absolutely. And I mean, we've been saying it from day one. From day one. We've been telling everybody, stay away from these people. These people are evil. Don't get yourself mixed up with them. Bad things could happen if you get mixed up with these folks, right? I mean, my gosh, people are falling over like flies. Really? You want to take yourself in the midst of that? I don't think so. Not today, right? Not today. But anyhow, they don't listen. They don't listen. They go and they think they can befriend these monsters and bring these monsters into their houses and go pick them up and, ride them around and have all to do with them. And I mean, seriously? Are you going to, are you going to go pick up Norman Bates? Are you going to go pick up the freaking Chainsaw Massacre? Are you going to go pick up, freaking Bundy? Are you going to go pick up, are you really going to go pick these people up? Bring them to your house? Oh, yeah, I just trust you so much. Why don't we just stop at the prison? Why don't we just, stop at the prison gates and say, hey, let's let all of these, evil people that you got locked up in there, we want you all to bring them out here because we want to take them home. We want to open our doors to them. We trust them. We love them. We care about them. What are they even doing in there? What the hell is wrong with people today? What is the matter with these people? I don't understand because I don't have a brain like that. Right? Our brains don't work like that. Normal-minded human beings say, hey, you keep these people who are super evil in prison. We don't want them out here, right? We don't want them in our society. If this person, this person is capable of unliving innocent people and tons of them and doing a lot of evil stuff, keep them in prison. I don't want them near my house, around my house, nowhere near my house, right? I'm sorry that they even exist in the first place. But since they do, let's keep them locked away, right? I mean, do you really want to go, do you really want to go and get, wow, I don't know. I have, let's go get Brian. Let's go get Brian Kohlberger out of jail. Would you like him to sleep on your sofa tonight? Would you like to have Brian Kohlberger hanging around your house? What a good old boy. Good old boy. We think he is so innocent. How dare people think that Brian Kohlberger would be capable of doing such a heinous thing in this life, right? Bullshit. I'm going to tell you something, Brian. In my opinion, Brian Kohlberger is as guilty as the day is long. When I seen that guy, I was like super freaky, right? I would not even want to meet up with this guy. I would not even want to meet him, let alone, bring him home. But you got these people like these supporters, these sick individuals who want to sit there and, you know, and affiliate themselves with, you know, hardcore criminals. That's what they are. They're called hardcore criminals. Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I'm talking about. Amen. Flower girl. Exactly. Exactly. But what I want to know is why is all of a sudden Candace, why is all of a sudden, like, why is Candace when she's not with Dawn, now that she's supposedly left Dawn, which the last time I checked, she was on Ben Hill Road. But why supposedly since she left Dawn for Freddie Boy, right? For old Freddie Boy. Um, why is all of a sudden she's a villain? Why is now why is she guilty? Because white boy just had a live, right? And he's talking to Freddie Boy. Like Freddie really cares. And he's like, you paid me back my monies, and I appreciate you giving me back my monies. And how did Freddie get your money to begin with? I don't know. I don't know how you was giving Freddie your money, or what the hell you gave Freddie your money for. I got to think about this. But anyhow, um, he's warning Freddie Boy. He's like, "Oh, Candace, there's big red flags, like lots and lots and lots and lots of flags with Candace and Summer's case." And there's lots of flags, red flags, Freddie Boy, with your wife Dee Dee now. There's a lot of red flags, like flag, 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 flag. And I'm sitting there like, what? What the hell you be talking about? When Candace was with Don, she was innocent. Nobody should be talking about Can. You was all smoochy, 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 all up to Can's head, all smoochy to Don's head, right? Because I got pictures of that. I got pictures. All smoochy, smoochy. Candace, you so cutie pie. Let me kiss you, says white boy. Right? We all seen the picture, white boy smooching up to Candace. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it if he wasn't kissing her feet and just forgot to take the picture of it. Right? How disgusting was that? And then all of a sudden that she ain't with Donnie. She's a homewrecker, she's all these bad things, and she's big tons of red flags, of guilt in Summer's case and in Dee Dee's case. Hell, we could have told you that from day one. Right? What the hell's old boy talking about? And he's sitting there like, Don ain't ever lied to me. Don's lying to you fucking right now. Trust and believe me, Donald is lying to you right now, white boy. Because Candace is as much with Donnie as she is with Freddie Boy. I don't know if you ever heard the word, swingers, but Donnie and Candace, they swing, okay? It's like, come on up here, bring your mate. We'll all have a party. Right? Oh, and don't forget to bring your children. Because that's what they're really after, right? That's what they're really after. Is your kids. These are some sick mother freakers. You don't get no evil than that. You don't get no more evil than they are. These motherfuckers, man, you want to talk about the scum of the earth. The scum of the earth is clean compared to Don Candus and Grandis and them. Scum is actually clean compared to them. They're that fucking shit that's growing underneath the scum. They're that crap that's, they're that crap that's got that fucking core running down as low as it can go and, into Hades. They're disgusting. And I could have told them. I could have told them from day one. How disgusting Don and Candus was. I could have, matter of fact, my mod in here, was actually talking to Dee Dee. Dee Dee came over here into our chat. And one of my mods, actually Molly, was talking to her in this very chat. And I believe a few of you other ones were talking to her. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember Dee Dee coming over here. Because she came over here trying to defend Candus, talking about how she loved Candus and all of these things about Candus. And my mods, and I know for a fact, Molly definitely was telling her, Dee Dee, don't trust Candus. Dee Dee, you're going to see who and what Candus is. Dee Dee, we respect your feelings and how you want to feel. Right? Everybody's voice is welcomed here. Everybody's voice is welcomed here. And we agree to disagree, hug it out at the end of the night. And this is what Molly was explaining to her. Molly was explaining, hey, if that's how you feel, that's your prerogative. But I'm telling you, they're dangerous. I'm telling you that, you're going to find out if you don't get away from them. She was trying to turn Dee Dee in the other direction. She was trying to, give her the heads up and warn her, but Dee Dee couldn't be warned. She couldn't be warned because she was, she became part of the turd pop suckers. She became part of the turd pop suckers. And she wanted to be a turd pop sucker too, along with them in order to get along with the turd pop suckers. And you have to be one to get along with them. I mean, they're not like this channel. They don't agree to disagree and hug it out at the end of the night. It's our way or the highway, baby. And she wanted to be over there with the turd pop suckers. So she had to, she had to fit in. So she had to be one too. And look where it got her. You want to know who I blame for Dee Dee? To be honest with you, who I truly blame? I blame the people out here who were supporting Don and Candus Wells. I blame White Boy, and I blame Day Days, and I blame Jinkies, and I blame these people who were sitting there supporting the Wells and had their chat supporting these evil beings, not caring for the safety of their chat. They had an obligation. We have an obligation to tell our chat to stay away from that evil people. We have an obligation to tell the truth of how we truly feel and how we see each one of these children's cases. And Day Day truly was seeing Summer's case the same way we do. That Don and Candus and Grandis and them, she sees that they're guilty as hell as well. But she wanted to play. She wanted to play like she didn't in order to befriend these people, in order to, try to build her channel off of these people. And I'm going to tell you, I think she got an innocent person hurt because this innocent person felt that if you guys, Day saying, I brought Candus to my house and I let her sleep on my sofa and I let her put her feet. And then you got white boy saying, I went up to the Wells house and I hung around and they're just good people. And when you have people telling people this, like, oh, well, these creators aren't afraid of them and, and so forth. And so, yeah, well, white boy did go up to their house with a big freaking guard dog. And they did let him come to her place where she's got, tons of protection around her. Well, Dee Dee didn't have that. Dee Dee didn't have a ton of protection around her. Dee Dee opened herself up because she saw these guys opening themselves up. Instead of warning her, she thought that, maybe these people are good people. And she found out they're not, right? And that is who I blame. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit no one in this chat. I'm going to tell the truth. And the truth is, stay away from Dawn and Candus and Grandis's. Stay away from these evil people. I'm going to tell you, when someone could do something so heinous to a 5-year-old child, and in my opinion, they did, they're capable of doing any damn thing. Stay the hell away from them. Don't go near them. When you've got Child Protective Services up there saying, hey, we didn't remove all of these kids so other kids could come up here. You keep these kids out for this hill or we're going to take them away from you. That tells me that these fucking people are dangerous. When law enforcement keeps going to one place and only one place looking for a missing child, which is 110 Ben Hill Road, that tells me to stay the fuck away from them. What does it tell you? And that's what I'm going to tell my chat. That's what I'm going to tell my chat. Stay away from them. Now, I can't make you stay away from them, but you can't say you weren't warned, right? You cannot say you weren't warned. I'm going to tell you, I love my chat. I care about my chat, each and every last one of you. I care. I care about your well-being. I care whether your soul goes up or down. Now, that might be hard to understand, but I do care. I truly care whether you get to heaven or not. I truly care if you live a secure, safe life or not. I care about you. 4.5 years, I've grown to love you guys, to care about you like you're my own. And I'm going to tell you, obviously, some of these other creators, they don't care about their chat the way I care about mine. They're going to lead them down the wrong path, the wrong roads, and you can get people hurt doing that. And this poor woman, Dee Dee, well, Candus was the only one in the house when this lady died. And we have no idea, even the hospital has no idea what this lady died of. They have no damn idea. There is no reason right now for this lady's death. Put a 1 in the chat if you find that suspicious, because I find that damn suspicious that a 44-year-old woman just falls over for no damn reason when she was perfectly well the day before, and she falls over out of nowhere with Candus's ass in the house. And Candus don't even call 911. She doesn't try to give this woman CPR. She doesn't try to do a damn thing to help this woman. Not a fucking thing. Nothing. No life-saving measures to keep this woman alive, to keep this woman going until, help could get there. She didn't even call for no help. Help wasn't going to get there because she didn't even call for none. She waits for the husband to get home before anyone is called, before any type of help. If this woman could have been saved, uh, she wasn't. She wasn't. We don't know if she could be saved or not, right? We have no idea if she could have been saved or not because she didn't get the fucking opportunity to be saved, right? With Candus's ass sitting there. She didn't get that opportunity. But I bet you know what I think? You want to know what my opinion is? My opinion is that if Candus's ass wouldn't have been around this woman, if Candus's ass wouldn't have ever been around this woman, I think that woman would still be here right now. Put a 2 in the chat if you agree with me. Because, honey, I agree with myself. I agree with myself. Oh, yeah. She, she took over like everything that woman owned became hers. This bitch, I'm going to tell you now. I tell you right now, if that was my mother or my aunt, my sister, if that was, any kin to me, if Dee Dee was any kin to me, I'm going to tell you what. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. She wouldn't be driving my aunt's car. She wouldn't be living in my aunt's house with my aunt's husband. She wouldn't be living in if it was my mother, I'm gonna let you tell you something. That bitch wouldn't have been there to begin with. She wouldn't have been there to be driving or seeing or doing any damn thing. I tell you that right now. Candus would have knew better. She'd have knew better than to fucking come around my mom. That's all I got to say. I'm going to tell you, the devil only goes where he can. The devil only goes where he can, where people allow him. If you don't allow the devil in, he can't get in. It's just the way it is. You open the door for it, well, you see what happens. You see what happens when you open the door for Satan. Opening the door for Satan's a dangerous thing. And anytime you open your door for evil mother freakers like this, like Can and Don Wells and people like that, anytime you open the door, you're opening the door for the devil. You're opening your door for the devil. Better keep that damn door shut, locked, bolted. It's just the way it is. Oh, I'm going to tell you, she thinks she's living right now. And white boy here, he is trying to, he's trying to warn Freddie. Oh, white boy's trying to warn Freddie of how dangerous. White boy, I want to tell you, white boy's got he has to have some conscience. That dude has to have some kind of conscience. At one time, I didn't think he did. To be honest with you, I didn't think he had any conscience at all. But I think he does. Because he's trying to warn Freddie that Freddie may end up just like just like Dee Dee did, right? He's trying to warn. I think white boy knows how evil Don Wells is too. I think white boy knows just how evil Don and Candus Wells are, how manipulating them motherfuckers are, and what them bastards are capable of. And he's trying to warn this man. Now it's up to that man to listen. I don't feel sorry for that man. I don't feel sorry for somebody that, his wife ain't even cold. She's not even cold. And he's got some bitch out there selling everything his wife owns in a yard sale. Coming in his wife's house, eating big plates of fucking lasagna like it's just another damn day. Right? Big old fucking Garfield. Big ass fucking Garfield. Running around, sucking up all the lasagna and selling people's fishing poles. Right? He's sitting up there probably plotting with Candus how to get rid of Freddie Boy. He's probably plotting with Can, probably got Grandis up on the big screen, right? Probably got fucking Grandma up on the big screen. And they're all three plotting on how they can, how they can get rid of Freddie. I mean, these motherfuckers are on a roll. They got rid of Summer. They got rid of this little girl. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. And they got rid of Dee Dee. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. And now all they need to do is get rid of Freddie, right? Don's probably sitting up there thinking how he can get a quick divorce from Candus so she can marry up Freddie. And if they have common law wife, then maybe he can get common law on Freddie and Candus can get everything Freddie, what Freddie has. And they can, they could sell off everything of old Freddie's and live free again, like they did off the back of Summer. They could live off of Freddie for a while. Right? Because that's the evil bastards they are. Just saying. As this lady Dawn was talking about the life insurance policy. I don't know if Dee Dee had a life insurance policy or not. I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't personally know the woman, to be honest with you. I didn't, I did not personally know her. I didn't know her. Only thing I could have told her is, same thing Molly did. Stay the hell away from Candus. You're gonna fuck around and find out. And that's exactly what Don and Candus and Grandis and them are. They're a fuck around and find out. And and I truly believe this woman was a good person. I'm sorry that what happened to her happened to her. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I say fly high, Dee Dee. I truly believe she was a really good, kind-hearted human being that got took advantage of to the fullest. But I think she got took advantage of to the fullest because she was hanging in channels that were, that she wanted to fit in, and this was one time not to be in a channel where you just want to fit in. Don't be a follower. Be a fucking leader. Be a leader of yourself. That's what I tell my people over here. Don't think the way PG thinks. I want you to think with your own mind, right? I want you to use your own brain. Guess what God gave it to you for? I want you to, to honestly feel how you want to feel about Summer's case. I want you to be true to yourself, right? That's the kind of, channel that I run. You it's okay. It's okay if you don't feel the same as I do. That's all right. I don't push how I feel on anybody. I just tell the truth, tell it like I see it, lay it all out on the table, and I let people choose for themselves. I'm not leading nobody anywhere, but these other channels, they want to lead, right? They want to lead folks in one direction or another. They're basically like, if you don't think how I am, you're getting timed out. You don't think the way I do, you know, you're going to get put into, you're getting a steel toe boot into Hades. type thing. That's how they are. And over here, I don't time anyone out for their opinion. I don't time any, and I sure don't block anyone for their opinion unless they're getting ugly. Now, if you come in here and you want to get ugly, well, you're definitely going to get a steel toe boot, no doubt in my mind. Hey, you sea frog, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. God bless. I'm gonna bring you up. How you doing, sweetheart?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm all right. Just sitting here watching baseball, or was watching baseball, but seeing you were live, so I was gonna stop by real quick.
Hey, you looking good. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you. I
I was
appreciate
I was
that.
thinking about you. You've been on my mind lately.
You know what? You too. And I was like, man, I was meaning to come in, but I don't know. You know how days go. One day turns into two, and two turns into 10 real quick. So
Hey, I feel you. I
like,
feel you. That's been happening to me a lot here lately.
yeah, we
You
gotta
know,
there's those people that love us, and make sure that they know it and make sure they know we appreciate it too. Time is
hey,
short. So
it is. It is. Time is very short on this earth, man. Five puffs of smoke. You got your childhood, your teenhood, young adulthood, middle age, and you're on your way out, man.
once you
And
hit
it
that
goes
middle
quick.
age,
It,
once you're like 35, that man, those days go quick.
it's
Next time
rolling.
I'm 40, it's crazy how fast time goes right now. But
I tell everybody, do all you can do, man. Don't put off. Don't put off. People think, oh, I can have my vacations later. I can do this and this later. I need to do all these things for everybody. And I'll later I'll go here and I'll go there and I'll do this. No, let me tell you something. You do that shit while you're young. Get
yeah,
it done while you're young because you're promised when you get older, you ain't gonna feel like doing the stuff that you wanted to do. When you get
you only got
older,
so many
you're
runs
not
in
gonna
you.
you're not going to be financially secure to do all these things that you wanted to do that you could have done sooner. You know, don't put your life off, man. Don't put your life on hold. If you want to take a vacation, go take it. Take a week off, go have that vacation, enjoy your life, do what you want to do, and have fun while you're young enough to do it. Because I'm going to tell you, that's why my parents were. They was always thinking that they can give to help their kids to do this and that and do stuff later. And they always thought that they could take care of people and do stuff later. And I'm going to tell you, when later came,
It's too
well,
late.
it was too late, man. And I'm
Or
gonna tell you something, they just didn't really ever get to do what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do things. And it was just the saddest thing to see. And if they'd have just, if they would have just said to hell with everything, we're going to do some stuff, and enjoy some of the fruits of our labors, and did it, they would have had no regrets later. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's how I kind of feel. I'm 30, I'm 34. And I went through this last 4 years. I was moving around the whole freaking United States. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I kind of feel like. Hey, I did live. I got to live the life. Like a bachelor
Right.
time. That's you spend a lot of money. It was a you sit here thinking like, what could I have done? You know what I'm saying with that money instead of just moving around from Vegas to Arizona to Albuquerque. But you know what? It was a cool experience. Like what are you gonna do?
And
I was in the UFC gyms and shit, and went on a little run, and but
you can always make more money. You
that's
can,
what I tell everybody. That's the line right there. I tell them, I say, man, I'm 35. I can bounce back at 35.
amen.
If I
You
did
can,
it in 5 years, I could do it in another, let's say 7. I made enough
amen.
to retire on. And that's why I explained to him. I said, if I waited 20 years and try to do this run and at 50 years old, there was no coming back. You know what I'm saying? You can only, you only got so much fighting that dog. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like you said earlier,
Absolutely.
have fun. Like especially when you're not financially tied. not a lot of kids. You're young. You're under 30, and you got money. Go do it. I mean, you can go like on an all inclusive for $1,200. Go do it while you can. It
Hey,
only gets harder. It only gets harder. The bills only stack up.
I'm
You
going
know.
to tell you, when you settle down, a lot of people, a lot of times, a lot of people will settle down before, before they're ready to settle down. And they think that, well, I'll settle down now and I'll do all this stuff later. And like I said, you should have done all that stuff get sow all those wild oats, have fun, enjoy your life, and then when you're ready, settle down to a certain place and then that's where you make your family, you make your life forever, you know. But enjoy your life first. Enjoy
Yeah,
it.
I agree with
You
that
know?
100%. 100%.
Everybody's too eager to settle down, to settle down and settling down's all great and everything. But you know what? There's a life out there and a lot of things that you want to see. And like you see, you're not going to regret anything because you saw, Arizona, you saw California, you saw all of these different states and
We did a
everything.
lot. We
You know
did a
what
lot.
it, you know.
Definitely. Like, it was like a movie, but but at the same time, it's just we all live with those regrets. But yeah,
And
I'm just happy I'm young. Like I said, like you said, is you can bounce back. I didn't want to take over your stream. I haven't said what's up to you in a minute, and
of
came in
course,
here today, and
oh,
I'm not gonna.
anytime, man. I'm so glad to see you. I am really glad to see
I
you,
know it's been a minute.
and
But I've been
and
rocking with you for like 5 years now, so it's cool.
amen. And get give me an opportunity to let you know I truly love you, man, and I do pray for you and hope you the best.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and I hope everybody does well.
Absolutely.
God bless you guys, man. Have a great stream, and I hope everybody's a great night and a great weekend.
Hey, God's got a future. He's holding a future for you, man, and you're gonna find it. You're gonna find it. I love that guy. I love that guy. He is he is really, really nice guy. And he didn't put up with nobody threatening PG. He used to come up. He used to come up here and tell when I would get those threats from people. He'd come up and he'd be like, "Don't be threatening PG." Right? He always had my back. He always had my back, and I appreciated it. God bless him. It's UFC Frog. He's been with us forever. He has been here forever. Like he was here from day one for Summer's case. And a really nice guy. And he travels around. He settled down for a minute because his dad had gotten sick and he settled down and he took care of his dad for, what time his dad had left. He was there for him and helping him and doing everything. And I'm gonna tell you, it takes a really good person to do what he done for his parent at a time that his parent needed it most. I've seen I've actually seen people that had 10, 12 children, and none of those 10 to 12 children wanted to take care of their parents. They wanted to throw their parents off into one of those homes, one of those homes where somebody else does everything, and so they didn't have to. And and then they complain about about how their parent went downhill real quick, and they want to complain about how their parents laying around in crappy diapers and stuff, not getting changed, not getting fed, not getting taken care of the way that, they're supposed to be getting taken care of. Well, we're paying these people and you know, I'm going to tell you something. Those people don't care how much you're paying them. They want the paycheck, but they don't do the job. That's the way this world has became. Everybody wants the paycheck. Hardly anyone's doing the job. And that's just the way it is. If you want your parent taken care of, you got to do what UFC Frog did. You got to stop. You got to be there, and you got to do it yourself to make sure that your parent is taken care of righteously the way you want them taken care of. You know, I took care of my beautiful mother, my sweet, sweet mama, man. I tell you what, you bet your ass I did. I took care of my mama, way before she was sick, and I took care of my mama way after. And I'm gonna tell you something, you know, when we put our parents in the ground, that ain't the end of it. That ain't the end of it. We gotta remember they got a burial place. And that burial place needs to be taken care of too, right? It needs to be, flowers put there. Somebody going and visiting, talking to them, letting them know how much they're loved and cared about. It doesn't stop right here when they're gone. You know, it continues on. And that's the way real caring, loving children are, you know. You only got one mom, you only got one dad. And when they're gone, well, they're gone. There ain't no bringing them back. You had plenty of time to do everything needed to be done for them while they were here. You had plenty of time to tell them how much you cared about them, how much you loved them. Had plenty of time to spend time with them. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. And that's sad. That's really sad. You know, um, my parents had a lot of kids. A lot of kids. I'm going to tell you what. Their kids weren't worth the salt that goes in their fucking bread. Yeah, I'm talking about my own family. They weren't worth the salt that went in their fucking bread. They didn't even know my parents. They didn't ever get to know them because they was too busy being selfish, self-centered, and self-seeking. Too busy living their life to give a shit about anybody else's. They were all fucking take, no give. Trust me. Biggest pieces of shit you'd ever see in your life. I'm just saying how it is. I was there. I know. Trust me, I know. I'm going to tell you. Those kids my parents had, I'm going to tell you, they wasn't hardly ever around to help my parents at all. I mean, not at all. They didn't want to do shit for my parents. I did everything. I did everything. They didn't want to do a damn thing. But I tell you what, when they passed away, they were the first ones there wanting everything. They wanted it all, baby. Just the way they are. The way they are. What can I get? What can I get? That was about it. You should have seen how fast they was dragging this shit out. And you know what? I didn't want a damn thing. I didn't want a damn thing. Because you know what? I got more than them already. I got to know my parents. I got to know, the true people they were. I got to know how kind they were, how loving they were. I got to know, everything about them, why they did things that they did. I took the time. I took the time to understand my parents. I took the time to, to make them better people too. I took the time to make them better people. They didn't care. They didn't care. They didn't. They didn't feel the tiredness of my parents putting up with all of their asses. They didn't feel. They didn't understand. One parent has tons of kids coming at them, and it can be overwhelming. It can be very overwhelming for a parent. A parent has all these kids, and all these kids can't take care of one parent. It's too fucking much for them. It's too much for them to take care of one parent. I'm going to tell you, my family, they could give you more bullshit fucking excuses than you could ever believe. It's like they need to write a book on all the bullshit excuses because they used every fucking one in the world not to do anything for our parents. Those motherfuckers knew them all, right? Just saying. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, these people are evil. They're evil. Wow. So sorry to hear that, Gene Allen. So sorry to hear that. For real. I'm going to tell you. I could tell you some stories and make your hair curl. But that's what I'm not here. I'm not here to talk about PG. I'm here to talk about Don and Candus Wells. I'm here to talk about evil people who try and feel that they've got some kind of like they got some kind of entitlement to destroy other people's lives. I'm going to tell you what, there ain't nobody on the face of this fucking earth has a right to destroy any other human's life. You do not have a right to destroy somebody else's life. That's their life. God gave it to them. And you know what bothers me the most about these shady bastards that go around trying to destroy other people's lives? Them son of bitches are afraid to have their life destroyed. It's like somebody, mother freakers that are evil. Evil human beings because what they're afraid of is usually what the fuck they're doing. Just watch them son of bitches. That's what I love about observation. Is you can sit back and you can tell a whole lot about a human just by listening to them talk, watching the way they walk, how they hold themselves, and what the fuck they're afraid of. Tells you a whole lot about them. I'm going to tell you, I had a girlfriend. She loved to park her car way up close to wherever she was going into. You go to the mall, baby, and she'd fly around the parking lot 20 times until she could get a space right by the fucking door. I said, well, man, why don't we just park out here? We're fucking young. We could jog in there and jog back. What the hell are we waiting for a spot clean up by the door for? You know? I said, what's the problem here? Started to bother me. I had to think on it. Right? I have to think about this. Why would she not want to park where, we're young? Why she got to get clean up to the door? Why don't you leave those spaces for older people? Right? Have some mercy. Leave those spaces for the older people who might not be able to jog in there and jog back out. Why you need to park all the way up there? I started getting suspicious. Man, I don't know if I want to trust this girl. I like her, but I don't know if I want to trust her. Something ain't right here. You're going to be parking clean up to a fucking door. That tells me something. And I was right. I was absolutely right. We all happened to go somewhere together. Me, her, a few other girlfriends happened to go someplace. And here we are, a couple of us ahead of them, heading into this place. And all of a sudden I hear a crash. I said, what the hell is that? Because they're behind us. And I turn around with my other girlfriend. We turn around like, somebody get hurt. What happened back there? We turn around real quick and we're looking. Here we see them running. I'm like, what's going on? Right? What the hell's going on here? They done took somebody's window out, stole somebody's shit, and was heading back to the mother freaking vehicle. I'm like, what is going on? Here they come, wanting to pick us up. They actually get in the vehicle, fly off, whip back around to pick us up. I said, I ain't getting in that. I ain't getting in that. I'm going to call for another ride. I'm not getting in there. That's motherfucking criminal right there. I don't get into this shit. So me and my other girlfriend, we had to make a phone call, have somebody come pick us up. And I didn't go out with them no more. I was like, I ain't into that. And they're like, I'd see them at parties or see them out at the club. And they give me that smirk look, like you think you're too damn good. Yeah, I'm better than you. Because I wouldn't do what you do. You're disgusting. You want something, man, work your ass and pay for it. That belonged to somebody else. And you had no right doing what you did. I was too righteous for them bitches. And like I said, I didn't want to hang with them. I mean, it's one thing, to go out and whoop whoop and have a good time and it's hard enough when, you've got to sometimes, how trouble can break out. You know how trouble can break out in those places. And it's bad enough that you got to, do some things you really don't want to do in order to survive, survive getting back to your vehicle and away from places like that. But, people force you to do that. Nobody forces your ass to destroy somebody else's property and take stuff that don't belong to you. That's just how it is. They didn't ever see PG do nothing like that. I believed in working and I believed in getting my own. Absolutely, second to none. I'm going to tell you something. Those are exactly the kind of people. And I'm going to tell you something. The one particular girl I was talking to you about, I was actually going to let her move in and split the rent at the time with me. I was getting ready to let her move in with me and split the rent. And I'm so glad I didn't. I am so glad that, that all of that went down before she packed her shit up to move into my place. Because, if she do that to someone else, she sure to hell do it to you. I'm going to tell you, one thing I know, if people do it with you, they're going to do it to you. Don't trust that mother freaker. You think you're little partners in crime? That's bullshit. I'm going to tell you, there ain't no such thing as partners in crime, because people who are in crime are selfish, self-seeking, self-centered. They're all for themselves. They don't want just their share. They want that fucking share of yours too. And I don't trust people like that. I ain't partners in crime with nobody. I don't do crime. I don't do crimes. That's that's not my metabolism, as Candus would say. That shit ain't my metabolism. But I'm going to tell you something. No, it's not my character. I've always liked looking. I always like looking at, I like to look at my necklace and say, hey, I worked to get this. This is mine. I like to look at my rings and say, I worked to get this. This is mine. I like to look at my nails and say, hey, this is my own sweat that paid for these nails. My own sweat that pays to get my hair done. My own sweat that pays for my clothes, my cars, my houses. It's me. I don't be taking shit from nobody. And I don't owe nobody shit. And I like it that way. There's a whole lot of dignity and respect and everything for yourself that comes with that. It's a damn good feeling. Unless you do it, you wouldn't know what that feeling is. But when you do it, honey, you know what I'm talking about. You know what it's like to sit down at the end of the day and feel accomplished. Accomplished. It's a beautiful feeling. And people that, people like Don and Candus and them, they don't know what it feels like to sit down and feel like that. They have no fucking idea what it's like to pay for everything on their own. Don Wells, he was getting different people like Dudley to work for him, and then he would fire them. He would fire them and take their money and his. Don Wells wasn't sitting down seeing what he accomplished, because he wasn't accomplishing a fucking thing. Somebody else was accomplishing it. And he was reaping the benefits of it. Because he's a piece of shit. They're what they call users and abusers. Beware of people like that. Like this.
All right, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Just hanging out tonight.
Good. You doing okay today, though?
I'm doing okay.
PD, do you know if Candus was questioned regarding DD's death? I don't think anyone was questioned about DD's death. Because Candus would have been crying, they're interrogating me. They're interrogating me. That's what she'd have been crying. Hold on a minute. I got Sherry coming up. Hey, Sherry.
Hey, honey.
What's up, girlfriend?
I couldn't let another day go by without congratulating you
Oh, I appreciate it.
on your wedding,
I
and
appreciate
I
it.
want you to be so happy.
Oh, I am, girlfriend.
I
I
want
am.
every day to be
He's here now. He's here
filled
now.
with love and closeness and
Yeah.
togetherness and unification. And I just wanted to come up and say that, and I'm so glad. And he's a lucky guy.
Hey. Oh, I told him. I told him that my chat said that he to let him know that he got that he was lucky and got a very beautiful and worthy woman. And
Yeah,
he
yeah,
he
unworthy.
he wanted to know if I told you guys that he was handsome and very worthy as well.
And did you?
Right?
Yeah, right. Of course, you're
He
gonna
wanted
say
to
he's
know.
handsome.
He wanted
You
to
wouldn't
know
have
if
married him
I
if he
told you
wasn't
all
handsome. If he wasn't
that.
handsome, intelligent, and able to be independent, you would have married him
I'm gonna tell you, he had me cracking up. He had me
and have a
rolling.
great sense of humor. Cause
Oh, he does. He does.
you
Well,
do too. You do too.
that's one of the things. That's one of the things on my checklist.
Hey,
You
would
have
you
you
tell?
know. I wouldn't even date a guy that
Um,
didn't have like a super great sense of humor
I know
because
that.
I just I play around too much
I
and I
know.
think everything's funny and
Yeah.
I can't be around those serious people because they for some reason they get angry at me. So, I have to have somebody like him or it wouldn't work. Right?
Yeah, I understand. But you
But
know what?
but
Uh, I
he
need
is
to.
he is beautiful.
I need to talk to him, PG, about your steel-toed boots that you wear with your nightgown. Uh,
Right?
that man could be in big trouble. You know it.
He could be.
Yeah. Shut the hell up. I'm gonna give you the steel-toed boot. You're gonna land up on the floor over there, up against the
Well,
closet
I gotta give him props. I gotta give
with
him
a head
props because he's
injury.
willing to take that chance, right?
You must be something. You're something special, and I wish you all the happiness in the world. I really
Oh,
do.
I
And
appreciate it, Sherry.
I'm sorry to interrupt your show, but
Oh, it's quite all right. It's
I
quite all
wanted to
right.
let you know before I went to bed. Okay?
I've been wanting to just come in. I was talking to my kids the other day, and I said, I just don't ever go in. I don't ever go in and just hang out with the chat and stuff. I'm like every time I come in, I'm on a topic.
You're
I'm
on a
always
mission.
yeah, I'm on a mission exactly. And and I told him I said I don't know why I don't just open a live once in a while just to hang out with everybody and I think I would like to do that. I
Well,
think I
why
would like
don't
to
you?
do that now.
Why
I
don't you
think I'm going to. I think I'm going to.
just
You
have an
know,
open live and everybody come chit chat about whatever we want to talk about?
absolutely. Absolutely. I think it would be fun.
I
I
think
really
it would
do.
be healthy for everybody too, and very therapeutic.
Yeah, cuz you know, this 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 case and stuff, it's got so many wow, it's got
Twists
so
and
many
turns.
avenues you can't keep up with them.
Twists and
And
turns.
and it is, it can get very
Yeah, you
heavy
become.
and weigh people down.
Yeah,
And sometimes you just need stuff to lighten you
yeah,
up a little.
You become downtrodden with it.
Right.
You really
Right.
do. You really do. But that's all I
Exactly.
wanted to do. So continue on, my wayward friend.
All right, girl. Hey, I appreciate you coming up, Sherry, hanging out with me. I really
Okay.
do.
Thank you, and I wish you all the peace and happiness of the world.
Hey, God
Good night.
bless.
Good
God
night,
bless.
PG.
Good night. Uh, that was that was really nice. That was really nice of her. to come up and congratulate us. Absolutely. All right. Let's get back to what Candace was saying.
Except for a little bit ago, I got into a fight with Donnie.
Got into with who?
With Donnie.
Oh, over the phone.
Yeah, I was over the phone, bro.
Well, I hope everything works out for you. Is he okay?
I'm praying it does too, but he just don't trust me. He's not into trusting me.
Oh, hell. I don't know why he wouldn't trust you, Candace. Because he really doesn't give a shit who you sleep with, and you really don't give a shit who he's messing around with. So, with a relationship like that, I think you're lying. I think you're telling a lie. When you have an open relationship like you and Donnie have and always have had since day one, he doesn't care where you're at when he's in jail. He doesn't give a crap where you're at any day of the fucking week. Donnie's always looking somewhere else, and so are you. And Grandma's looking as well. And sometimes I think all three of you are looking at the same damn person, because that's who and what you all are. It's like you mother freakers wouldn't care to have one person in the middle of all three of you. That's disgusting. That's damn disgusting, right?
Well, I'll be praying for you.
I thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
Gotta have trust. So other than that, your day's been good?
Other than that, my day's been excellent.
Good. Got everything you need and all that?
I got everything I need and everything I want. Well, not everything I want. I want my baby back. But I got everything I need.
Well, good. All you can do is stay on that path and just continue going on. Somebody said, have you ever had marriage counseling with him?
I tried, and he refused to do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Karen. I think this guy, this guy had some weird stuff going on too, right? Like, some underage stuff going on as well. And she's sitting there talking about how she loves him.
Hang on a minute.
Okay.
There's thoughts cleaning my screen. Hang on just a second.
Oh, that's cool.
Should have told that dude right there to clean his glasses, right? Probably wasn't his screen that needed cleaned. Probably them damn big old thick glasses he was wearing.
Do what now?
I tried to talk to Donnie tonight, and I told him, I said, I got a YouTube channel going, and it's all the TikTok videos from way back when Summer was real little, and he got really mad at me.
Did he say why?
And I said,
yeah, that is Jamie. This is that guy named Jamie. Used to wear the thick glasses to sit up there and look all in the screen at you, and his eyeballs would go in different directions. That's him.
Yeah, he goes, because I told him, I said, I trust this person and this person.
He's an Ernie hater. He's an Ernie hater.
Person only. Like my PIs and, the church, and then I mentioned Benny, and I mentioned you. And then he got all defensive and he got all pissed off. And I don't understand why he did that.
I just have to do you.
Told him, like, then you got to step down, dude. Because I love you, but you acting like a fool right now.
Exactly. Well, you need to make it about you and the kids anyway. I'm not just saying that. I mean,
right. I mean, that's what
And
I'm trying to do.
Just like whenever he went to
but
jail.
I'm trying to include him too because he's the kid's dad.
I know, but there comes a point in time whenever you can only tell somebody something so much, and then it's upon you to take that stand and just tell him, say, look, if this don't stop, we need to, this ain't about me fucking something, you fucking something. You done it to me, but I'm not going to do it to you. This
That's what
is
I
about
told him tonight. He hung
me
up
and
on
the kid. This should be about Summer and get the boys. This shouldn't be
Yeah,
standing at each other's
I
throats
told him
right
that
now.
tonight. I told him that tonight, and he hung up on me again. But that's cool. I can deal with that. That's okay. But man, I'm like, man, this is about me, you, and our kids.
Did you notice that? Did you notice that this guy is telling her you need to do you and you need to do your children? You need to be trying to get your, boys back, find out where your daughter is. And did you hear what this bitch said? I tell you what she said. She said, "Oh yeah, I told him that that I need to do me, he needs to do me, and do him, and then the kids." She puts the kids last. She puts the children last in all of this, right? I'm going to tell you something. My kids come first. They come before me. They come before anybody. And I'm going to tell you something. My husband knows it. He knows it. He's their stepdad, yes. But I'm going to tell you what I told him before I married him. You are here for me, not my kids. Right? They have a dad. Their dad might be in heaven, but they got a dad. And they don't need another one. They don't need one. I've been mommy and daddy already for a long time. I'm looking for somebody for me, not for them. So, you think you're going to come into my home and you're going to be saying stuff to my kids, you're going to find your ass back wherever you came from and a big divorce paper in your face. That's what you're going to find. I don't give a shit. And I mean it. And I mean it. I'm not playing. Say one thing to my children and you're gone. That shit ain't happening. Those kids come before everything. My husband, my first husband, he trusted me to take care of his children. He trusted me to do what's righteous by his kids. And I'm going to do what's righteous by his children. Nobody's going to come in and say shit to his children. Nobody. And like I told my husband that I'm with now, if you feel you can, live a life like that, I'm all for it. But if you cannot be here just for me and leave my kids out of it, then we can't get married. And like he said, he agrees. My kids have 2 uncles. If they need somebody to talk to, they can go to their uncles. They can come to me. They don't need nobody else. That's just the way it is. I'm not being mean. I'm just, I'm just putting how I feel on the table. I'm just being upfront so that, if it does go south, he cannot say that he was not warned. My kids come first. They will always come first. And that's just the way it is. My children come before I do. I don't mind putting myself last. But I sure to hell ain't putting my children last in anything. That's just the way it is. But you heard Candus. She put her children last. Let's hear it again.
Honey,
Me
hung up
and
on
the kid. This should be about Summer and getting the boys. This shouldn't be
Yeah,
standing at each other's
I
throats
told him
right
that
now.
tonight. I told him that tonight, and he hung up on me again. But that's cool. I can deal with that. That's okay. But man, I'm like, man, this is about me, you, and our kids. And if you can't handle that, then I gotta let you go, bud.
This is about me, you, and our kids. And the kids came last. No, bitch, this should be about, like the man said, the kids, period. The kids, period. You know what I would have told old Donald? I'd have said, bitch, I can't be worrying about you because I'm busy finding my daughter. I'm busy trying to get my boys back. That your sorry ass wasn't proper enough to keep. But then again, she wasn't proper enough for her to keep them as well, was she? She wasn't proper enough to keep her children as well. I'm going to tell you something. For one, I wouldn't have been with Don Wells. I would never have been with Donald Wells. You know why? Because he's fucking creepy. He's weird. And he's into shit that no person should be around. Just saying. Look what he did to his stepsisters. Right? I mean, this guy is just like a freak. A fucking messed up, something ain't right with his mind freak. Who in the hell wants to be around that? Nobody. Why would you want to be around someone that you can't trust around your children anyway? Why the fuck would you be with someone like that? I don't know. I have no idea. If I couldn't trust someone around my kids, I wouldn't be with them. Just saying. But you know what? Candus couldn't be trusted around people's children as well now, could she? She couldn't be trusted. She didn't say they wanted to prosecute Donald for essaying children. She said they wanted to prosecute her and Donald for essaying children, right? That's what she told Jinkies. That's what Jinky said Candus told her. That her and Donald was being prosecuted for essaying their children. That's what was said. So she's as creepy as fucking he is. And one of those kids must have said it, or all three of the boys. For them to be threatening to prosecute, somebody's told that they had been done like that. Just saying. And that's why they really lost those kids. They really lost those boys because somebody told about being essayed. And they said, you know what? We're going to prosecute the hell out of you and have these kids testify if you don't just sign them over to the state. And if you do sign them over to the state, then you can save them from having to testify and you can move your nasty selves on down the road. Our main goal is to protect the children. And that's what they did. That's my opinion, and I'm going to keep it. Candus let the fucking horse out of the bag. Right? She let it out of the bag, baby. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't say cat because a cat was too small for that one. That was a mother freaking horse right there. When you tell somebody you be essaying your kids, that's a motherfucking horse you just let out of the bag. That's a big one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did, barefooted hillbilly. I sure did. I ran off barefooted. Got myself married. Absolutely. Oh yeah, exactly, Stephanie. Absolutely. You know what? It put Dee Dee at risk. If they would have did what was righteous and prosecuted the shit out of these mother freakers for their evilness like that, and put them in jail where they belonged, and let those kids testify, well, they wouldn't have been out to be around Dee Dee, and Dee Dee might still be here, right? I'm going to tell you, it's all of these fucked up mistakes by all of these people that causes people like Dee Dee not to be in this world anymore, right? That's my opinion. Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you think Dee Dee would still be here. That Dee Dee would still be here if Candus Wells wouldn't have ever been around her. Of course. Of course. All my new people coming in. All my new people. I done asked this question to the first people in here earlier. But for all my new people coming in, I want to ask you, what do you think? What do you think? We went from like 200 up to 300. I want to know what the other 100 have to say. Exactly. Exactly. I agree too. I agree too. I agree. Absolutely. I believe she would still be here as well. I know that we agreed on this earlier, but I wanted the other 100 people coming in to have an opportunity to put their ones up. You know, I think we put twos, but they get to put up their ones. Yeah, absolutely. It did, Brenda. I think that her death should have been investigated before they were allowed to cremate her. But nobody called in. No one. That's why Candus hid it for 3 weeks. This woman was unalived for 3 whole weeks before Candus let anyone know that she had passed away. Why does Candus scared to tell anyone about Dee Dee passing away? Because she was afraid they might call law enforcement and they might want this woman's death looked into. Because Candus already has a past with Summer and and Rose, her sister, and so she didn't want this reported. She did not want this reported to law enforcement, right? And they were going to cremate her, and they cremated her on the 11th of September. She died on the 3rd. They cremated her on the 11th. And nobody found out till after she was already cremated. Candus wasn't waiting for a death certificate. She was waiting for this woman to be cremated, for the evidence to be gone. That's what she was waiting on. Just saying. Right. Exactly. I mean, and that right there shows fucking, shows something wasn't right. When Candus was afraid to tell it. This bitch was hiding. She was hiding secrets. How dark was those secrets? I think we know. I think we know how dark them secrets were, right? In my opinion, I think Candus had all to do with whatever took that woman out of this world. That's my opinion. And there should have been a thorough autopsy done on this woman's body. Actually, a spinal tap should have been taken from this woman to see what particular, medications was in her system at the time of death. That should have been done immediately. And it would have been, had people known. That's why Candus kept this shit shut up. I'm telling you, these are some evil motherfuckers. Do not invite them to your house. Do not invite them around you. Keep them the hell away from you.
I love you, but I gotta let you go.
What did he say? Did you tell him that?
Yeah, I did tell him that tonight, and he hung up on me.
Well, maybe he'll sit in there and think about it and come across. I mean,
Well, maybe, but
but
this
right
is
now,
the
the only
second time
thing
he's
in should
called me
be
tonight.
for right now. You don't even shouldn't even be arguing anyway. I mean, I know it's going to happen, but right now it should be the focus should be on some. And I know your focus is his focus is a little bit, and he needs to get back in check. You over the kids.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to worry about me and the kids and him too as well.
I
But
know,
he's
but
acting like, oh, you don't care about me. You only care about your life and your YouTube videos. It's not even like that, dude. I
no, don't
love
let him
you
tell
just as
you
much.
that.
So I'm like,
He
I
is the
said,
one.
man, and he goes,
He's the one that did what he did, and he's the one that's got. Whenever there's consequences for everything you do, and he ain't in control right now. You're in control of that house, and he's probably and two feeling guilty, and because he's in there and not being able to get out. I'm
I'm
not.
sorry that he feels guilty and all that, but
Yeah, but he done
damn,
it to
don't fucking
himself.
blame it on me.
No, it ain't your fault. He should be out doing what's right, And if it was me, I'd be the
Right.
same way.
Wow, was that a line of bullshit a mile long or what, y'all? I'm gonna tell you, that scum bucket wasn't worrying about anyone but her damn self, because that's all the hell she knows how to worry about is her. That's it. That's it. She just knows how to worry about herself. Nothing more, nothing less. Dee Dee's death is not being investigated because no one contacted law enforcement where she lived and told anything to law enforcement about Candace Wells and, the sinister shit that Candace Wells has, been um tied to, in the criminal world. So with that, and her husband wasn't pushing for her death to be investigated as well. Old Freddie boy didn't go to the hospital and say, I think there's something very fucking shady about this woman staying at my house. She's got a missing daughter she took up with my wife. She also had a sister that disappeared, and she's been coming on to me, and I think that, my wife was feeling just fine, and there's no really cause for her to be, in the state she's in now, which is, rigor mortis. So I want this investigated because my wife was fine. I go to work, and next thing I know, this woman doesn't call 911 for my wife. She doesn't try to do no type of CPR or anything, any techniques to try to save my wife's life. She didn't call for any type of help for my wife. I get home, she's sitting on the mother freaking sofa. My wife is is turning a different color in the other room from passing away, and I find it very damn suspicious. I find this very damn suspicious, and I want it looked into. He didn't say that to the hospital, and no one else knew about it. So who could call the hospital and warn them? Who could call law enforcement and warn them? Who could do anything? No one. Because no one fucking knew, because Can was hiding it all and moving that ass in and selling all the woman's stuff and doing some shady shit. Right? Yes, Can is back up on the hill with Don Wells. Isn't she, Donald? Why don't White Boy tell everybody that Candace, yes, is back on the hill with you? She is not with Freddie right now. Right, Don? So why in the hell don't you tell? Why don't you tell White Boy Donald that Candus is there? White Boy he could just go down there and look. He can just go down there and look right there at 110. He can go look. Candus's ass is there with Dawn. They're there. Yes, they are. That's what they don't like about PG, because I know where the motherfuckers are all the time, right? They're like, how does PG know where we're at all the time? Keep wondering. Just keep wondering. I'm going to tell you, this man tried to warn people too. This man also tried to warn people.
Let me tell you a strange story that no one knows. The day that Summer Wells went missing, my wife messaged Candus Wells on Facebook asking her if there's anything that they needed. Pretty common question. I'm not sure in that situation if there'd be such a thing as a common answer. But the response was a 6-pack of Mountain Dew.
Yeah. What's up? Hold on, you guys. All right. I'm back. Anyway, his wife gets a hold of Candus and says to Candus and tells Candus, what can I do for you? Your daughter's missing. What can I do for you? She doesn't hear, oh, can you come? Can you come here and help pass out? We got tons of searchers. Can you come and help pass out water? Can you come and work on a barbecue grill? Or can you come and, help run, to a restaurant where we can get, maybe plenty of deli sandwiches and stuff, cold cuts and stuff like that to hand out to all of these people who are, putting in some exhausting hours out here and to help find, my daughter. So it would be grateful if you could come and, and be an extra set of hands some way, somehow, and help out. No, Candus doesn't think about, having great big barrels of or coolers of ice, ice water. She doesn't think about, having all kinds of, soft drinks on ice. You can go to any hardware store or any Kmart, or not Kmart, but Walmart, and get big giant, the big tubs. You can get plastic ones, you can get, the steel ones, you can get, the great big round wash tubs, right? And you can fill them full of ice, and you can have all kinds of cold beverages. You can have all kinds of, bottled waters in there. You can have, you can get cold cuts and have a big picnic table set out where, you put in the morning, you could put like all kinds of donuts and danishes and stuff like that on there for people, and or in the afternoon, you could put out cold cut sandwiches and stuff. Maybe in the evenings, you could hook up some grills and, grill hot dogs, hamburgers, whatever. What I'm saying is you can, maybe ask the people to bring big tubs of macaroni salad and potato salad and stuff for these people to eat, paper plates, napkins. A lot of times, like, you got a missing child like that. A lot of times Walmarts and other stores and stuff will donate. They will donate water. They'll donate, all the paper, the napkins and they'll donate all this stuff for, all the people working and helping to do search and everything. A lot of times they will do that for you. And, she could have been asking for all of these women around there to show up to be extra hands to help, pass this stuff out and be a plus to all of this instead of a minus. But no, she did not ask for any extra help or anything like that. Absolutely not. What she says is you can bring me some Mountain Dew. You can do something for me. Not for my daughter, not for the searchers, not for anyone else, but for her, right? How the fuck do you think about your damn self, Candus, in a time like that? How dare you fucking think about you instead of your daughter, Summer, who is missing? How dare you not think about all of those people searching endless hours for her? No, you're up there worried about your own big ass while you're hiding in the fucking house, not doing shit because you're afraid that law enforcement can read your fucking mind and know how damn guilty your sorry bitch ass is. That's my opinion. Bitch, and I'm going to keep it.
I found that odd. Second strange encounter that we had when Summer went missing, Dawn Wells had came down to my home. I wasn't there yet, but a few of the guys that I work with and my wife were there, and he spoke with them the very next day. And they tell me that his whole conversation was around her being in a better place, her being in a better place, her being in a better place. And they found that odd. Now, once again, we don't know how we'd act in a situation. I'm just giving you some points.
You know what? He knew he wouldn't act like that. He knew his wife wouldn't act like that. He knew they wouldn't act like that, and how Dawn and Candus and them were acting was shady as fucking hell for someone supposedly having a missing child. You sure didn't see Brandy out there talking about what people could do for her. You seen Brandy out there talking about what can you do for my son. I want my son. You find my son. Because that's how somebody with a real missing child acts. Dawn and Candus Wells has not acted right from day fucking one. And they ain't acted right from day fucking one because nothing about Summer's disappearance was right. And them son of a bitches knew it. Just saying.
Giving you some information that I have that no one else has. You can take that for what it's worth, make your own opinions, read into it, don't read into it, whatever. But these are things that we know because of being near the area from local law enforcement. Things like that. Number 3 is 2 or 3 nights later on a rainy night, there's some country roads back through that way, and you can. There's a back road that you take that comes out there in Kingsport, and it's a traveled road, but it's not traveled a great deal. And the Dawn and Candus were seen about a mile and a half from their house, pulled over on the side of the road, very, very, very country road. Dawn was behind the wheel, Candus was out, and she was coming out of the wooded area. Now, you had to use the bathroom. I think she probably could have waited to get home. Maybe not. But that was strange, that they were off in a secluded area, at dark, while it's raining, and Candus Wells was seen coming out of the woods about 1.5 miles away from their home. Also, another strange thing was, you've seen pictures of how high, the mountain, the hill going up to their house or whatever. Now, at the bottom of the hill, there's like a field. Now, that field's always grown up. But about a week or less before Summer Wells went missing, Don Wells mowed that down. I mean, I say mowed, hacked it down, because it's about chest high with a mower. That's the first and only time that field has ever been mowed. That field sits at the base of that very hill that he come out and said that he feels like someone took her down that hill, and then it had to went through that field and off to wherever. Also, the Ranger, black, older model Ford Ranger that was seen in the area, we were told by law enforcement, we turned in that clue, and we were told by law enforcement that was that truck was there. It was at the end of Ben Hill Road picking up an automotive part. Also, I was told by law enforcement that whether the scent, I've seen several places that say a dog picked up the scent and it ended. I've been told by a fairly credible source that was.
Oh, wow. Hey, I appreciate that. Ira. God bless you. Amen. Congratulations, PG. Order you and your sweetheart a pizza. Hey, girl, I will. I definitely will. I appreciate that. God bless.
Not the case. Also, when the FBI came and talked with people in the area, the two questions they wanted to know were, have you seen anything abnormal? Did you see anything abnormal that day or the ordinary? And number two was, what type of people were Candus and Don Wells? These are some strange things that we know from being close to the area where Summer Wells went missing. What do you think about these?
Yeah. He said, what do you think? Well, I think that Don and Candus Wells had a lot to hide. I think they had a whole lot to hide. I think that, Candus was very familiar with certain spots she wouldn't forget, maybe where she would go cut through to go fishing, or she would be doing something at. And I think they had a lot to hide. I think they had a lot of shit to get out of their house that they needed to hide somewhere, until law enforcement, quit their searching, searching up there on their property. So, that could have been what they were going into that particular area to retrieve, is stuff that they had their hiding for, for a couple weeks while law enforcement was up there all over the place. I don't think it was where, anywhere where Summer was. It could have been, where they had Summer's jacket and her top and, some of the clothes she was wearing that day that Candus had, stolen off of her when, they put her wherever they was going to end up putting her. That's my opinion. I don't think that's where physically Summer is. I believe Summer was put into a black tote. I believe that, and put into Grandis's vehicle, taken down to Fred Hill's house to meet up with Chad Arnold, and followed Chad Arnold out of there over to that open grave, like Andy Bernard said. And I believe that's where Summer was. Well, all the time law enforcement was searching, I truly believe Summer was down in that grave the whole time. That's my opinion. And I believe as soon as that gravesite is looked into, I believe they're going to find Summer. That, that's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. And, and we're probably going to say, hey, everybody, like, like we said from day one, how dangerous Candus is, how low life and evil they are. Well, now, White Boy and Day Day and her crew and all of them. Well, now they're starting to find out. Now they're starting to say it, right? We've been saying it from day one. We've been saying it from the very beginning. How dangerous she is. I'm going to tell you, you don't get no lower than destroying an innocent 5-year-old little girl. You do not get any freaking more evil than that. That's probably about as evil as you can go. It's evil. If Candus really had something to do with that Dee Dee passing away, which I truly believe she did. That's my opinion. I believe she did. And I believe a lot of other people believe it too. I really think a lot of other people are believing it as well. Well, Dee Dee opened the door for it. Dee Dee is a grown adult woman. She opened the door for it. I'm not saying that she deserved it. And a lot of people, do I believe Dee Dee was innocent? Yes. I believe she was an innocent woman. I believe with a big, kind heart, a caring heart. I think that, that she made a fatal mistake trusting Candus Wells. That's what I believe. But she was also an adult. See, what you don't understand is Summer had no choice. Summer had no choice. She couldn't stay away from Candus and Don Wells. If Summer could stay away from Candus and Don Wells, just like her 3 brothers, I believe she would have. I believe if Children's Services would have took Summer as well, she would have been just like her brother saying, I don't want to go back. Now, when you see 3 little boys saying, please, can we talk to the judge? Can we please talk to someone? If we can't talk, can we at least write letters? But we got to tell them, don't send us back. Don't send us back, please. Well, when you have children begging not to be returned to a fucking hellhole, then you should have common sense enough as an adult to know to stay the fuck away from the people there that these children do not want to be around. Right? You should have enough brains to stay the hell away from it too. Dee Dee was an adult and she could have said no. She had a choice and she made the choice to trust instead of using her common everyday sense, her normal mind, and saying, whoa, wait a minute. These people are dangerous. We've got little children begging not to go back in there. We've got a little child completely missing. These mother freaking people right here have played games, acted fucking weird, showed every sign that they're guilty as fucking hell, and should not be trusted. But, that's my opinion. And I truly believe that, Dee Dee should have, I think she should have looked over the whole picture. She should have looked over the whole picture instead of letting her guard down and wanting to trust these fucks just because, some damn YouTubers were trusting them. You don't do that. You don't do that. You do not let YouTubers, lead you by the nose. You do not let no YouTubers lead you by the nose. You use your own brain. And if you don't agree with somebody, then go find a channel you do agree with. Don't be a follower just because you want to hang around with, certain people. If those certain people don't respect your, how you think and how you feel, then you need to go find people who do. You're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. And Dee Dee, if she didn't really agree with White Boys and Day Days and all of them about Don and Candus, she should have, found another channel. She should have came here, or she should have went to Justin, or should have went to Smalley, or she should have went somewhere else. She shouldn't have been in their channel because because they are forceful and want you to believe how they do, or else they get rid of you. And see, she was a mod, and that wrench means a lot to a lot of people. Having that wrench means a whole lot, and the person wants to hang on to it, and and I'm going to tell you something. I don't care. I don't care if I got a wrench. I don't have a wrench. It doesn't matter to me. If I don't agree, like I've got a wrench at Justin's. Justin's gave me a wrench. Now, if I don't agree with Justin about something, and he takes the wrench, so be it. But I'm not going to think the way, I'm not going to let Justin persuade me to believe the way he does when I don't, just to keep that wrench. That wrench ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. But Justin ain't like, he doesn't tell you have to believe like me or you're out of here. He lets you think how you want to. If you disagree with Justin, he's like, hey, let's just hug it out at the end of the night and be done with it. And I respect that. I respect that. That's the way we run this channel. That's the way he runs his channel. That's the way Smalley runs her channel. On Crime Lines and Lies, she runs her channel like that as well. You do not have to agree. We agree to disagree, hug it out at the end of the night and move on. And I love channels like that. I absolutely love them because that's the way every channel should be. This is America. We don't tell people how to think. We don't tell people, no. I'm going to tell you now. Even God gives all humans choice, right? Even God. I mean, we are God's children. He owns us. God owns us. He don't just own us. He owns everything on the face of this earth. He owns it all, baby. But he gives us choice. God ain't going to think for you. He lets you think for yourself, and he may let you make your own choices, whether they be good or bad, whether they give you eternal life or, a life of damnation in hell. God lets you make that choice. He says, hey, it's up to you. And that's what, and that's what freedom is. That's what freedom's about. It's being able to be you and think how you want to think, do how you want to do, act how you want to act. You got one life. Live it. Live it and live it for you. People will live your life if you let them. They will try to control you if you let them. And you know what? You're not living your life. You're living their life. They're living their life, and they're forcing you to live your life the way they want you to as well. And that's bullshit. Nobody's going to force me to live my life the way they want me to. God don't force you to live your life the way he wants you to. He wants you to do all good, but he lets you have the choice to do it or not. And that's, like I said, that's what they call freedom. And every human has a right to live your life. And you're not living your life if you're letting other people live it for you. Just saying. And one day you're going to wake up and you're going to wish you would have lived your life, and you wish you're going to have lived it the way you want it to. But you know what? Your life is over. Your life is gone. It's gone. You need to wake up. If you haven't, as long as you got breath in you, today's the day to start living for you. Today's the day to start telling people, you know what? I'm not doing everything your way. I'm going to do some things my way. When I go out of this world, I want to know, I want to do some things that I want to do. I want to know when I'm laying on that bed going out of this world that I did some things my way, not everybody else's way. I want to know that I lived some life for me, not just for everyone else. You got that right. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But Dee Dee was a grown woman. She made the choices, she made the choices maybe with some influence, and her good was returned with evilness. That's my opinion. That poor woman's kindness, love, and caring was returned with pure fucking evilness. When they say, bad things can happen to good people, she's a perfect example. Now, I didn't like the fact that Day Day was trying to tarnish Dee Dee's character. She was trying to tarnish this woman's character with Candus, saying that her and Candus was, doing some video and they was playing with some toys, some bad stuff, and, trying to act like this woman wasn't the good old person that we're portraying her to be. Well, Day Day needs to show that video. You want to tarnish somebody's motherfucking character, you need to show the shit that you're talking about. Put a one in the chat if you feel I'm right. Because you have no right trying to tarnish anyone's reputation without proof. Show them damn receipts. Because if you ask me, I think Dee Dee was a very beautiful human being. That just dropped her guard when she shouldn't have. And paid the price. She paid the price for being a vulnerable human being. That's what I think. I don't think she realized what a big snake she had amongst her until it got her. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. She had a viper in her midst and didn't know it. And, I'm starting to think she may have had two vipers in her midst. Not just Candus, but her mother freaking husband, Freddie boy, right? Freddie might have been a big viper as well. Who knows? That's my opinion too. Yeah, right, Brenda? Exactly. I agree. I'm going to tell you something. She wasn't even going to tell. She was going to continue to kiss fucking Candus's backside. She was going to continue kissing Candus's backside. And acting like Candus was still just as innocent as the day was effing long. If White Boy wouldn't have brought the truth to the table. Yeah, it was White Boy that brought all this to the table. Not Day Day. Not none of her freaking demons over there. It was White Boy. Sure was. And the only reason he brought it to the table is because deep down the truth is he's in love with Donald. For real. That old boy's he's got it hard for Don Wells. He's got it really, really bricked up for old Donald. Straight up, no shit. I wouldn't, it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't leave his old lady and move in with Donald while all of this shit's going on. Just saying. That's my opinion too. Because I ain't ever seen anybody mother freaking have it like that. Yeah. Hey, he might be sick, but he tried to show me what he had and I didn't see anything. I didn't see nothing. So, and I was looking too. I'm not going to lie. I was looking. I was trying to see it. I didn't see shit. That's all I got to say. It's like, dude, next time next time you do that, at least mother freaking, at least get a sausage out of the refrigerator or something. I mean, make it look like you got something if you don't. Come on. I ain't seen nothing. For real. But while we're on the subject of Dee Dee, little Summer completely disappearing in the care of Candus and Grandis and Hunter. Okay? While we talk about, the disappearance of Summer Wells on June 15, 2021, when she was with nobody but Grandis, Candus, and Hunter. And, before Candus returned home with her on the milk jugs, clearly looking like she was no longer alive. Let us remember also Candus and Donald went over to Arkansas, and let us remember that a young woman over there with 3 children disappeared as well. Right? And Candus was meeting up and getting in touch with who? Lisa J. And who is Lisa J? Lisa J is one of them that had a child at Pam and Donald's house in Arkansas who was taken for the child was taken for SA from Pam and Donald's house when they was running an SA type thing there. She was one of them that had a child there in a garage getting taken away by different people and brought back to her when law enforcement came and took all of these babies for being SA'd. It wasn't just her child, it was children. Children, meaning more than one, were taken out of there. And that's about the time Dawn split up with Pam and ran out of there with Candus and ended up, homeless for a long time before they ended up moving over with Dawn's mother. So, with that being said, let us remember they were in Arkansas meeting up with Lisa J, who is an old hand to this bullshit that Dawn and Candus were, well affiliated with in Arkansas. Dawn was well affiliated with up in Utah. And it seems like, it ran into Tennessee, meaning, as Jody Sue said, sedating children so they can be touched. Now, getting that out of the way right there, let us remember Arkansas, where a mother and 3 children disappeared while Lisa J was hitting up an old pedophile friend of hers, right? She was getting in touch with an old pedophile friend of hers. And she was meeting up with Dawn and Candus. And all of a sudden, this woman that Candus and Dawn had been befriending, who had these children, they all disappear. Right? And nobody seems to know where they went.
Somebody from YouTube.
You're saying we got kids in there that are not ours. That's what I just told them. Yeah, go.
And let's remember that Candus and Lisa J was talking. And Candus was outside waiting on law enforcement to come that night because Lisa J was calling around. She was calling Pam saying, hey, I need you to call law enforcement to this hotel. Pam said, I'm not doing it. So then they call their other little buddy. I can't remember her name, but they call her and they tell her, they get her in on it. And they tell her to call law enforcement. And she does, right? She does call. And Candus is already outside waiting on them to show up so that she can let them check the room for these particular kids, because when these particular kids and a mother comes up missing, Well, Candace could say, hey, law enforcement checked us. We didn't have no damn kids around us. Don't be blaming us. If people starting to look for this girl and her kids who came up missing from there, right? That they are befriending. That they have been befriending. Well, they did disappear, which I found pretty fucking suspicious. Justin was looking for him. I was looking for him, and other creators were looking for him, and none of us could find him. And even the people at that hotel said that they found it awful odd that this woman's gone too, because she was around there before Dawn and Candace ever came there, been around there for a long time, and she disappeared. And they don't know where she went either. So you tell me. You tell me what the hell's going on.
Look,
Okay. And
go for it.
You have the right. You have the right.
No, go ahead. You'll see toys for kids because they're grandkids, but there's no kids
When was
in
the
there.
last time your grandkids were over here?
This morning with their mom.
Okay, we get a call, you know.
Their mom lives here too, so yeah. It's cool, y'all. Don't worry. No sweat. No big deal. This happens all the time. Huh?
What happens all the time?
YouTubers,
This happens all the time. The police officer's like, what happens all the time? Do you hear him? He's like, what happens all the time? I'm going to tell you, old boy knew. Old boy right there, he knew these bitches' background.
they harass us, so they do that. The evil ones do.
Is it the same YouTubers every
It's
time?
probably JLR and all them.
Is it Jonathan?
Probably.
I figured.
I don't doubt it. And I talked to you the other
I
day.
figured that.
She knew. She knew that that was not Jonathan. She knew that that was my goody goods biting back. She knew that that was mother freaking Lisa J. She knew Lisa J was the one sending them out to that hotel because her and Lisa J had already planned for that room to get checked. Because they knew that girl and them babies are disappearing. And I believe they offered to take her and her kids to that food bank or that food place they went to where they met up with Lisa J. And I think that's where that girl and those kids disappeared from. I think that pedo that Lisa J was contacting met up with them as well. And I think that girl and her kids disappeared. That's my opinion, just saying.
No, but
We have a channel, but I don't do
Police officer.
nothing with children on my channel.
Yeah, exactly. And they had that woman and kids hiding upstairs waiting for law enforcement to leave. They had, you know what Candace told her? Oh, somebody gave me the heads up, law enforcement's coming here. You're going to have to take the kids, go upstairs and hide. After they leave, you can bring the kids back. And that stupid girl trusted this fucking snake. She trusted this snake. And she went and she hid and then came back down thinking that Candace and Dawn was helping her. She had no idea about who these people were. And I'm going to tell you, I truly believe that they freaking set this woman up and her children. I really do. And God knows where they're at now. God only knows where they're at. That's just my opinion. I'm going to keep it.
like me and my
Thank you,
buddy
police.
smoke God.
Yeah, we don't do none of that. I mean, I'm sitting over here drinking soda and talking to my friends.
Yeah, no, I understand. We just got a call and we got to come check it out.
Yeah, there ain't no kids in there though.
All right.
No,
Appreciate y'all. Sorry.
no kids in there because you got them hiding upstairs, bitch. I wish law enforcement had been smart enough to go up the stairs. Somebody needed to call him back and say, hey, right after you left, look at the video. She had that woman and her children hiding upstairs. And someone needs to go there and tell this woman in Spanish who these people are and to stay away from them. That's what needed to be done.
Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Sorry y'all had to come out. Y'all have a blessed night.
Y'all have a good night, okay?
You
That's
too.
such bullshit.
Instead of saying Daisy on it, maybe we should.
And then you hear Jinx, that's just bullshit. Because she was a big turd pop sucker at the time too, wasn't she? She's a big old turd pop sucker. Candus told her that her and Donnie both was charged with SA on their boys, on their children. And she kept it all quiet. She kept it all quiet until everybody hurt her poor little feelings. When they all jumped her and they hurt her poor little feelings, then she came out with it, right? She should have had that shit out here on the table ASAP. That's how these people are. That's how they are. They know stuff and they keep it quiet. They keep it quiet so they can continue to kiss the backside of these evil damn humans like Candus and Don Wells. Who in the hell does that? Who does that? Like, what is the level of your damn brain capacity to think like you think? Keeping secrets like that from the public that has every right to know and should know. Maybe if Jinx would have brought that out earlier, Dee Dee would have not allowed Candus around her, and maybe Dee Dee would still be here. But they were hiding a bunch of bullshit, and I bet they're hiding a lot more than this. I bet you they got a lot more than just this they're hiding.
It's the YouTubers. It's
Yeah,
not looking at just one person, it's looking at everybody as a whole.
yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers that get their bloomers and knots.
People and get their bloomers and knots. Wow. Duh. They got their bloomers and knots. I bet yours ain't knots. I bet yours isn't in knots, Jinx. I bet you don't have no knots. I bet those bitches are stretched tight. Real fucking tight. If you can even find them. Right? That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. Look at this. Here comes the girl down the stairs.
Who's these people behind you?
That's that one mama and her child.
Is that the mama and the child?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Look at her. Look at her. Look at her fucking face. Look at her face right here, you guys. Because that's the real Candus right there. Look at her. Look at that fucking face of hers right here, right now. Because that right there is giving you a damn good look at the fucking viper she is. Look at that freaking ugly, disgusting face she's got right there. Like, F this woman. F this woman. Look at her. I can't stand this lady. Because Candus can't stand anything that looks better than her. She can't stand anything that is better than her. She can't stand seeing a woman that actually is hanging on to her children, trying to love and protect and take care of them. She's sitting there full of freaking hate and spite and disgust because all she wants is the worst for everybody, including this woman and her kids. Look at that fucking snake face right there. And then watch how she changes that face like she cares about this woman. She's about to act all fucking nice when she's not. She's not. Look at her.
Oh, you're fine, hon.
See? Look. Look at her eyes. I'm about to get you, bitch. Look right there. I'm about to get you, bitch. Tell me she ain't got that look on her face. Because, honey, I've seen that look a million times. I've seen that look right there a million times. Right? I'm about to get you. Yeah. I've seen it. Put a one in the chat if you've seen it. Put a one in the chat. Because that's the exact look she got on her face. I tell you one thing. I'm damn good at reading people in their fucking faces. Look at her. She got that, I'm going to get you. And I believe she did. I believe she did. She wasn't no friend of that woman. That bitch right there, that contemplating fucking bitch right here. You know, she has no friends. Candus Wells has no friends. She ain't a friend to her damn self. How could she be a friend to anyone else? She's, you know, she made a statement one day. She said, PG's nobody's friend over at Daisy's. PG ain't nobody's friend. Bitch, I ain't yours. You know that for damn sure. But you told me more about you, Candus, than you'll ever tell me about me. Because when you said I didn't have no friends, that I didn't know how to be a friend, you was talking about you. You was not talking about me. You was sitting there reflecting. You were reflecting, bitch, trying to reflect your shit off on me. No, you ain't gonna reflect your shit off on me. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I got plenty of friends. Tons of friends. And you know why, Candus? Because I know how to be a friend. I know how to treat people with kindness, love, and caring. I know how to treat people with support. I know how to listen. I know how to give good advice. I know how to build people up instead of tear them down. I don't sit around and with some dirty person like Don Wells and contemplate against other people. I don't do that. I'm the one that goes and tells people, hey, you got a snake at your back. I'm just warning you. You know, hate me if you want to, but I feel I need to tell you. And when you and when you come apologizing, if you do get angry with me because I warned you and I told you, and you come apologizing to me when that snake gets you, I'm going to accept your apology because I fully understand. I fully understand how that works, right? But I want you to open your eyes up. I want to open your eyes up. You know how many people I've had come to me and tell me I was upset with you? Oh, I knew you were when you didn't call or you didn't come back around for, you're probably talking about me. They said, I was. I was talking about you. And I want to apologize. But I want to tell you something. When you told me I had a snake at my back and who it was, you opened my eyes. I wouldn't have been looking for it if you wouldn't have told me. And you wouldn't have opened my eyes. I wouldn't have been watching. And I wouldn't have understood that I did had you not warned me. I'd have probably kept going and they'd have probably got me even better than they did had you not opened my eyes to it. So I want to thank you. I've had a lot of people come and tell me that. Now it didn't ease the hurt that they put on me by disliking me once I did tell them. It didn't ease the hurt. But I also, I also was prepared for that hurt because I know when you tell people something, they sometimes, dislike you because they want to keep liking that evil person. So they turn on you instead of them. And I suspected that. But it doesn't ease the pain when they turn on you for that person. And when they come back and apologize to you, the apology don't ease the pain either. And even though you forgive them, you know, it really ruins your friendship with them, to be honest with you. You know, because they chose a snake over you. Hey, girl, I'm bringing you up.
Got your
What's
mama.
up?
Hi, mama. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, girlfriend?
Doing good. Didn't mean to interrupt. Just wanted to say, hey, much love, prayers to you, prayers for Summer, prayer for her brothers, prayers to Miss Norway and everybody in chat.
Absolutely. I believe that, Stephanie. I believe that. He got her to
How's
go
my
out and
stepdad?
lure that woman with the kids. They always send the
Yep.
woman out and to befriend and lure them back. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, I don't know where this woman is or her babies, but I worry. Do you know how often I think about them and how
A
often I
lot.
pray that they're okay? How often I hope that, you know, they found some way to get away from whatever, you know, they possibly got into. I really, really, I worry about this family a lot.
Yes.
They enter my mind a lot, and you know, I'm so sad. I'm so sad that, you know, more couldn't have been done to save them.
That's what I'm saying. They've never been found or heard of.
No, they haven't, girl. And I'm going to tell you, and you know, look what happened to Summer. Look what happened to these people, and now Dee Dee. I'm going to tell you right
Yep.
now, the law enforcement really needs to get this fucking evilness the hell out of our society.
Yes.
They need to do more upon Summer's case to protect these people that Don and Candus that are slithering around, and that's what they're doing because they're snakes. They're slithering around and they're trying to devour other humans now. And you know, just
Yep.
like they were following those little girls, videoing those little girls that day until those
Right.
adult people came. You know, I'm telling you, people are not safe as long as you got this fucking evilness slithering around in our communities. You
Nope.
just, you know, something has to be done.
Yes, it does. You know, I honestly, in my opinion, just my opinion, but I feel like she unalive Dee Dee or help do something to her.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Something's not right. And you know, for Fred, her old man, to take Candace here, there, do this and that, something's not right. Well, she got on top of him.
I'm going to tell you something. I truly believe, and it's just my opinion. I had to turn the mic off for a second because I snapped a cold one, which I'm sure
Uh-oh.
that, you know, I'm sure that, oh, certain people are in the bushes with their tongue hanging out, wishing they had some cold one, but they ain't going to get no cold one from me because
That's
they
me. They're
didn't
not
share their
getting nothing
funnel
from me.
cake. They didn't share that funnel cake with 50 dips of every flavor ice cream made known to man with whipped topping and all the strawberries and everything. No, they didn't share with me, so they ain't getting none of my cold one tonight.
Nope. Don't you share them
I
brownies
ain't
either.
sharing shit with them, right? They probably got their
Right.
tongue hanging out, wish they had a cold one, but they don't now.
Right. How's stepdad doing?
Boy, it's good too. This cold one, it's really good, girl.
Is it Michelob Ultra?
I'm gonna tell you. I can't say how good it is or what it is, but it's certainly cold. Right.
Ooh. Right.
I'm having a good cold one.
Where has Jenny been? She's still in the basement.
Yeah, she's down at man. She fell down there and found the brownies, and she ain't been back up here since.
That
Right?
lady, I'm telling you, right?
Hey, girlfriend, I don't blame her. I don't blame her. I like to be in the basement with some brownies too. Right?
Right?
Oh, that's right. I am in the basement with some brownies.
You are down there. Yep. Remember, turn the lights on when you go up. Something might be there.
I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you how much those haters pay attention to PG. They're like, PG ain't smoking no cigarette. She's smoking some good stuff because you keep hearing her flick that lighter.
Right?
Only thing I can say is busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted.
Right. Nobody's business. Well, you're smoking a damn cigarette. None of their business.
Man, they be sure listening, huh? Right?
Yep.
They got their freaking ear up to they got their freaking ear up to the speaker. That cracked me up, man. I was like, shit.
You missed it last night. We was on Josh's chat,
Right?
and we was rolling. We're like, call Dawn, prank call Dawn.
Right. They
He says,
call
I
him?
don't got his number.
Did they call him?
No, we don't got his number, so we can't call him.
Hey, you guys have to have his number. He just put it out for his work.
Oh, that's right, and it'll go to him. I'll have to tell Josh.
Remember, he put it out for he said that he was opening a business at his house and put his phone number out. That was his number.
I forgot about that. There you go. I'll have to let Josh know we was rolling.
Yeah, he did that because he was hoping that PG would call. I didn't call him. All right. He was hoping I'd call him up. I was like, nah. He even friend requested me on Facebook.
And, he keeps doing it to me and he's not declining.
Yeah, I accepted it so I could see everything. And it wasn't nothing to really see, girl. So I defriended him. I was like, I just want to check it and then defriend him. I did. I'm like, I don't want you. I don't want you on Summer's Facebook. I don't want you on. That Facebook is for Summer and children. I don't want no number one fucking suspects in there. Get the hell out of here, right? You got to go,
That's
man.
Right.
You got to go. Can't have you over there. No way
that
in
damn
hell.
look, Candus. God, she's evil. That woman is.
Look at her.
My stomach turn.
Look at how she's looking at that woman. You could tell she's
like,
no.
I'll get you.
I mean,
She ain't know where to sleep.
Look at her. Look.
Is that baby?
Look at how she keeps looking at her. Man, I want to tell you, she is like focused in on this woman, and that's because she got with Jenna and not Jenna, but Sassy Pants, Lisa, and she got with Lisa and had Lisa do this because look right there, because this is what they had fucking planned. I'm gonna tell you, these motherfuckers sit there and they plot and they ploy and they plan. I mean, these are some premeditated son of a bitches when they focus in on somebody.
Yeah,
they were premeditated on Summer. I truly believe that. And they were premeditated on this woman right here. And I'm telling you, and I bet you they were premeditated on that Dee Dee too. Let me tell you something. These are some calculating, mean, fucking premeditated bastards that should be doing life in prison, because premeditation gets more jail time than, it just something that happens in the moment. And that, that's just the way it is right there. And that's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to tell you, something really needs to be done. Where these people are concerned, law enforcement really needs to get something done. Just saying.
Yes.
And people out here need to stop. They need to stop mother freaking supporting these motherfuckers. You don't support evilness. You don't want the Lord to come. If Jesus came right now, would you want to tell him you're supporting Don and Candus Wells? Do you want to tell him you're supporting Terry Eunice? Oh, no, I don't think I do. I don't think I want to say,
Mm-mm.
hell no. Absolutely not, girl. You're right. You're
Nope.
absolutely right. I want to tell Jesus, hey, I'm supporting this little girl. I want to know
Yes.
where this little girl is. I want to use some closure for her brothers and all the people out here who truly love and care about her.
It's coming. It's coming. I think they're going to go over there.
I'm going to
And
tell
they're going to
Jesus,
dig that
I want to
grave.
know where these three little children are with their mommy. I want to know
Right.
what happened to this Dee Dee lady that was so kind and caring and loving, and then this ends up happening to her. I
Yep.
want to know, I have a need to know why these innocent people are being, destroyed in this world by this evil crap.
It don't make
And
sense,
I want
And where'd the tents go that Justin got? Never been seen or heard of ever again either.
right. Yeah, that's true.
Yep, something's not right. And Dawn naked upstairs. Oh, he's got to get dressed. Nobody wants to look at his nasty ass.
That's disgusting. That's damn
Yes.
disgusting.
And them kids, I just have a feeling they was in the next room and there was a secret door to get over there. I'm telling you. And the cops just didn't find it.
And I'm going to tell you, Jody Sue knew Don walked around in his birthday suit.
Right.
And I tell you why, because that bitch had binoculars over on the other hill staring at it.
Mm-hmm. She's just as nasty as they are.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Don't,
I used
and
to
she
feel sorry
lied.
for her till I paid attention to her, and
She
she's
literally
just
lied about
wow.
that scream. They had their hand in whatever happened to this little girl because she lied about that scream. And
Yep.
Candace called her to change the time on it. You don't call somebody. How can I call you to change the time on something that you honestly heard?
Yeah, you can't.
I can't call you and ask you to change the time on something
No.
unless me and you concoct it up and
Right.
you agreed to do it, and then it ain't
Right.
working out. So I call you up and say, hey, we need to change that. And hell, Jody Sue said no, because police didn't believe it the first time. She wasn't about to
Right.
go changing it because she didn't want to get herself, knee deep in the shit and then start questioning up her.
Mm-hmm. It's just weird. Her boy just gone to the army or wherever. All of a sudden, none of it adds up.
Now I'm going to tell you something. I think that Child Protective Services and the court system and the law system all know what was going on up there on Ben Hill
Yep.
Road. I truly believe that it extended to many families that other children, and I think that they're trying to shut this all down. One, to protect those children, to protect all the children that this was happening to up there, or two,
Right.
they're trying to protect some high and people, some high level people that some money, some big money that was going in there,
Right.
having something to do with this stuff. I can't really believe that I can't really believe that there was anybody that high up having something to do with with children, of of
Right.
that nature, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but who the hell knows? I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know
This.
how low. I don't know how low sick people that do that kind of stuff would scoop. I
Right.
really don't
This
know how
world's
low
evil.
people like that would scoop, And
Right.
but Don did mention his boss, and that his
Yes.
boss
The
being
sex tapes.
a big pillar and money in that community. So,
Right.
who knows? I mean, it might shock us. It might shock us to find out, the truth. I mean, I would hope
Right.
they're trying to protect the children instead of their asses, but I don't know. That's just my opinion, but something
Right.
ain't
We're never
right.
going to know
Something
until
don't
Summer's
smell right in
found.
this case. Something ain't right in this case. They're just not working
Right.
hard enough to find Summer. I don't think it'd be
No.
that hard to find her. They're just not fucking doing it. And
Nope.
that
Not
bothers.
looking.
Right, they're not looking. I mean, how hard is it to go up there and check that gravesite that they
Right.
motherfucking overlooked? How hard is it to go check it? And it is,
Right.
and it is a legible tip. It's a solid tip. It comes from the suspect's mouth herself. And so why are they not doing it? Why are they not doing it? There's something more to this case. And the
Right. I
person,
think
if they ain't following that lead, that leads me to believe they're not following any of the leads.
right. And Ronnie Lawson's boy, I think that's why he's not worried about Summer's case because, in my opinion, maybe his son had something to do with it too, and he didn't want no more punishment for his son.
His son got 20 years and he's already out of jail.
Yeah.
You
How?
tell me
How? If
how
that was
that
me or
works.
you, we'd be under it.
And from my understanding, his son was hands on. Like his son was hands on
Right.
with a a very minor child.
Right.
Hands on. And he's already out of jail. Now that Don Shurfy guy, his son wasn't hands on with anything. His son didn't do anything but supposedly have some stuff
Pictures.
on his stuff on his computer. So
Right.
and he's doing like 20 years, no chance of getting out or anything else. Even on good behavior, he's not going to get out. Now you tell me how someone that was hands on actually doing it gets out of jail, and somebody that just looked at a picture is doing 20 years flat. No way out.
Yeah. Don't make
That don't
sense.
make no fucking sense to me.
I just don't know how any of these idiots, these suspects, sleep at night knowing what they
Well,
done to the
I think
boys this summer.
I think someone that is hands on is just as dangerous as someone viewing pictures. I think they're equally
Yes.
dangerous, and I think they should equally get the same amount of time. What I'm
Right.
saying is one's thinking about it and probably going to act upon it at some point, and the other one's already acting upon it. So they both should have gotten equal time and had to do it.
Right.
Just saying.
I just don't understand them. And Marlena, Crawford, Ricky, all of them. They all had. I just believe they had a hand in it.
I'm going to tell you, down places like that, the judge is his own grandpa. It's probably
Right.
family for real.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all those people down there, they probably all, probably the highest, they're all probably, first, second, third cousins to each
Right.
other.
Well, I need to send you a thing, about some stuff. We'll tell you about it and then have you to look it up. I'll have to tell
Well,
you behind the
I
scenes.
heard that, when they first, those people first got down there in that particular area, the Rogersville, Tennessee, Ben Hill, I heard that it was like two families owned it all. There's like two families owning it all. And I heard that that they were marrying their own people for years before, they actually started marrying outside their people.
Right.
And if you
Right.
only got two families, and they're marrying in with all their own people, and then they just start marrying into one other family. That how the hell does that work? Because when you start marrying into the other family, that family starts to become the same blood as the other family,
As
and
the
before
other,
you know it,
yeah.
they're all the same blood again, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think that's how it works. I mean,
It
you
is.
know what I just said? Somehow, what I just said somehow made some sense in my own. It's one of those things that didn't make no damn sense, but somehow it did make sense, right?
It did make sense. It really did.
Hey, girl, if you was following that and it made sense to you too, I'm doing good.
Yes.
I'm doing good.
Yes, you are. How's stepdad doing?
I felt like we went around the block. He's doing good.
Right?
He's doing good. He's hanging
Good.
out with my kids' uncle. He was in here for a little bit, but he
Aw.
went out to hang with my kids' uncles out there.
Good. Good.
It's good old
I'm glad.
buddies. They
Aw.
become really good buddies. Well, they've been buddies for a while
Wow,
now,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but he likes hanging out with them. I'm gonna tell you, my kids'
Good.
uncles. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you what, they're a fucking case too. They're a case.
They put Bubby and
They
Sissy up to
put-
no good.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, like my kids, they support my little Mr. Fix It. They support him 100%, and and they really get to me. They know how they get to me because they'll be like talking to little Mr. Fix It, and they'll say
Right.
stuff like so how did fixing this go? How did fixing that go? Or they'll be like, oh, I seen what you did in there. That looks really nice, and building him up and stuff. And then they're telling, they'll look at me and then they'll tell him, you know what? I was thinking, that one room back there, I think that right there, if you like tore it all up and reconstruct and they'll start and he'll be listening to them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yeah, that might, it probably, and I'm like staring at them like, and they'll be laughing and laughing and laughing because they like to get him to, to now get on to me about, and I was like, no, 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 no. We're not reconstructing the pantries. We're not reconstructing anything, and
Did he help
but
you
I
put the
can make
molding up?
little Mr. Fix It. Let me tell you something. Mr. Fix It is like I can make it, more room. I can make, like put your bread box in there and I can put, and I'm like,
Mm-mm.
no. Absolutely not. Yeah. What Mr. Fix It don't understand is supplies to tear something out and put it all back,
Too
costs
much.
money, right? It costs money. And it's like, that is no, absolutely not. Yeah, I still got a bunch of freaking molding that can't be used. I haven't found a room for it yet. I have to find a smaller room, like
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Fix It ain't good at measuring twice and cutting once. Right? He measures once and cuts twice. Yeah, he cracks me up
All of
though.
us want to chip in and get you something for your wedding gift. All of us do. There was a couple of us talking.
Oh no, girl, no, no, no. You don't guys don't have to do that. You don't have to do. Somebody
Yes.
bought me pizza tonight. That was a blessing within itself, girl. Absolutely
Well,
not.
dear heaven. No. Well, I'm gonna jump off,
Absolutely
Kendall. Let
not.
you finish talking about this mental ass psychopath up there that I keep looking at, making my stomach turn.
Right? I'm gonna tell you. this is what bothers me right here, girl. This right here shows that she had that woman up there hiding. And look at her
Yes, she
face
did.
as this woman's coming back down. Look at it.
Evil.
And this poor mother and those babies. Look at that little baby. They ain't been seen since.
Nope.
They haven't been seen since. You know, that
They
is
ain't
what
going
bothers
to.
me.
Yep.
But you know,
Second.
what I'm saying is, well, we're talking about Dee Dee and everything. See, we forgot about this, right? We forgot
Right.
about this. I said, no, we can't forget about this. We've got to bring
No.
this to the surface too. You know, what
Look
people
how
need
that
to
baby
do.
was what 5-6 months old.
Yeah, it was just a brand new little thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was just
Sick.
look how little it was.
I hope Candace keeps talking smack about White Boy because he's gonna bring out some more dirt on her ass.
Yeah,
I don't think
already
he's done with
did.
her. I don't watch him, but I hear it. And I love it.
Already got married. Already got married, Dreamcatcher. You're late
Yes,
on that
Mama
one.
done got married. Very
You're
private.
late to the party, girlfriend. Already did.
Yep.
All
Very
right, you're up
private, and
here,
she's happy.
people, girl. I wanted to tell you how much I appreciate your support tonight. Much love, Mama. I appreciate that, girl. God bless.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I love you. I'm gonna jump off panel and let you finish talking about this crazy psychos.
I'm
devils,
gonna
whiskey.
get out of here with you guys too, girl. I think I've
I
held
love
you
you.
up long enough tonight. I'm gonna
No,
get out
you didn't.
along with you,
You
but
didn't.
you know, we got to think about this. We got to, you know, this is something we got to think about, and you know, I mean, we got to remember Summer, and we got to remember this young
Yes.
mother with her children, and we got to remember Dee Dee, and you know, who's going to be next? Who's next?
Jackie
You
Dobbs, I
know,
believe, would have been.
who is going to trust Don and Candace Wells? You know, and be the next victim. That's my question,
Yep.
and in my
Well,
opinion, there's going to be a next victim. I think this little
Yep.
girl almost was a victim. I think those little girls almost became victims if those big older people wouldn't have came out and scared Don and Candace's ass in a different direction. That's
Yep.
my opinion. I'm going to keep it.
It
I'm
bothers me
telling
about
you.
Jackie Dobbs because she was right there in Georgia, close to him. It really bothers me.
You know, I think Jackie Dobbs was a victim in all of this as well.
Yes.
I really do. I think that man was a victim, and you know, I thank God that God led him in a different direction,
Yep.
to a different hotel than one that those fuckers picked for him. I'm telling you, those mother freakers are sinister, and they are definitely a group of them. There's a group of them, and I'm going to tell you, they seem to all be hanging tight. None of them talking. None of them, you know. And Don Wells, did you hear him come out on White Voice? And he said, they was talking about Chad Arnold. And did you hear
Yes.
Donald say that, you know, Chad got in trouble for, and he tried to say, oh, and you know, if he's in jail for, you know, if he could work a deal or something and they knew anything, he did. No, because Chad went to jail, yes, but he was bailed out immediately. He was free to
Very
go
fast.
immediately. He's not going to mother freaking talk. And that's bullshit.
Nope.
Now if he done something that's going to get him, you know, that's going to get him 20 years to, you know, or more in
Life.
prison. Yeah. You know, I'm sure that he's going to, you know, possibly try to break a deal with the Summer Wells case. Hell yeah, anybody would. But you know,
Right.
unless he's facing something massive like that, he isn't going to talk. You know, it's
Nope.
bullshit. But Don Wells, you know, he doesn't want to throw any of those boys under the bus because he's afraid they'll come back and throw him under the bus where he deserves. And now he's just trying to say children's services, you know, because I guess they've done let him know you put me under a bus again, and we're going to tell the truth. And you
Right.
know, and you don't want the truth told, do you? So you know, I think they backed on in his own corner. It sounds like that's what it
Mhm.
sounds like to me,
That's how I took it when I was listening to it.
right? Just saying.
Someone sent it to me and I listened to it and I'm like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, those are the worst kinds. Italian cookie, absolutely. Those are the worst kind. I'm going to tell you, the most evilest people, in the world are
Yep.
are the ones who, you know, who are always their minds always altered from illegal substances and legal substances when it comes to, you know, alcohol.
Hmm. Well, much love, Mama. Much love to everybody out there in chat. Prayers to Miss Norway. Prayers to Summer Moon, Utah Wales, and her brothers. And I love you, Mama, and I'll get a hold of you.
Hey girl, you know I love you too. God bless and much
Love you,
love.
Mama.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. Italian cookie, exactly. They don't want to give up that freedom. They don't want to give up that freedom. Don and Candace knew that the boys had told on them for what they were doing, and they knew that you know when they didn't. I knew they wasn't getting those boys back when they did not offer to take Dr. Phil up on the rehab. I knew right then and there that they already knew there was not a chance in hell that they was getting them boys back. And that's because those boys told some awful stuff, some really sick, awful stuff that was going on up there. And they told them, you know, to keep the boys from having to testify, that they just sign them over and avoid the prosecution for the boys' sake, because that's what Child Protective Services does. They allow these people who, you know, who physically abuse these children like that to go free and act like they're, you know, they're sparing the child of having to go into court and testify against, you know, against their their you know, assailant. Um, and I think it's BS. I think it's BS. And you know what's going to happen is a few of these kids are going to age out that's been done like that, and they're going to go back and possibly, you know, put a suit, put a suit on, you know, because they didn't get no closure. They didn't, you know, if you know, like when you're when a person who assaults you like that doesn't get, you know, a day in jail, that they just get a walk free after causing you so much pain, it's causing you so much that you can't ever get past it. Like you're going to live with it the rest of your life. And they didn't have to pay even a day in jail for all of your misery, pain, and suffering. You didn't get no closure. Well, once they get a few suits on them from these kids that have to, you know, go into to therapy and everything because of, you know, what was done to them as a child, and the people that did it didn't get no punishment at all, and you know they didn't get nothing for all the hurt, pain, and suffering that they put this child through. They might start letting the kids testify and put these sickos in prison where they belong, right? And that's what needs to happen. If you got to live with this the rest of your life, then you should have had the right to go before that judge and make sure that person who hurt you could not ever hurt anyone else. You should have had that right. Children have rights too. Children are human beings just like we are, and they have as much right, you know, in this world as we have. And they should be allowed, if they want to go to court and they want to put the person who did that in prison, they should have that right to do so. No matter what age you are, right? That's my opinion. Exactly. Just saying. It's not right. It's not right that, that they suffered nothing and you suffered it all. There's nothing right about that. And it's not right that they're left out there to hurt others the same way they hurt you. And many of them do. And many of them do. Right, right. All right, you guys. PG's going to head out of here. I've kept you in here long enough tonight. And I really appreciate your support for the channel. I appreciate each and every last one of you for showing up here and always being here for these missing children. You do not know how much I appreciate each and every last one of you. Every voice counts. Every voice for these missing children count. Your voice counts. Whether you believe it or not, your voice counts. So keep showing up, and I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate your loyalty to these children. And I'm going to tell you, I know there's a gift for you. I know there's a gift for you in heaven somewhere, and you're going to reap it one day. You're going to reap that gift, and God be with you. God be with each and every last one of you who truly love and care about these missing children. You guys do not know how amazing you are and how grateful I am that these children have such a beautiful army as you guys. Keep the prayers going up. Keep the prayers going up, you guys, for Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Keep them going up for Sebastian Rogers, Michael Vaughn. Keep them going up for Jack and Lily, little Emmanuel. Keep them going up for all of these missing children. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. And God bless each and every one of you. And I tell you what, keep the prayers going up for one another. And know that PG is always, always keeping you guys in my prayers. I don't know what you need. I don't know what you want, but I know God does. God knows all. He knows all. And He knows exactly what each one of us are praying for in the name of His Son, Jesus Christ. And you know what I'm praying for? I'm praying that He answers all of our prayers, every last one of our prayers, so that we can all be happy, healthy, and safe. A lot of people are praying for just safety, not to be afraid. And I pray He answers each and every last one of your prayers. Remember, God's always got angels around you. He's always got angels around you. And no matter what's going on, it's going to be okay. Good night, everybody. God bless. Much love.